Hello guys, and welcome to your first course about AI. So this is for beginners in the topic of AI, and I will be very quick because I know that nobody wants to waste time. That's why we are trying to learn about AI, right? So here are for two types of people mostly. The ones who want to improve their academic materials or educational materials, the ones who are struggling with presentations, videos, images, and the ones who want to create cool effects for their social media account or maybe perform nice videos and images and edit those images and videos with nice effects using the simplicity but the usefulness of AI. So as simple as it is. This is your first course about this, so we need to understand the concepts, and this is a very quick lecture about concepts about what are each software, each platform, because we have different platforms. So bear with me for some minutes because we need to understand that, and this will unlock possibilities for you in the next videos of this course. Okay, so we need to understand what AI can and cannot do because it depends on our expectations and it depends on how we are using AI. We need to understand that we are the responsible for our content. There are regulatory issues, ethical issues, and we need to cover this because you are going to use this to improve your content. So it's not so simple. You need at least to understand about regulatory and ethical issues, and it's not so complicated either. You need just to understand about these topics. So we need to distinguish generative AI, predictive AI, and automation. Those are three different possibilities that you can perform with AI. Recognize ethical considerations in academic and public communication. Don't forget that academic is one of the focus of this course, and this course is also slightly focused for health and fitness topics, especially health science. So if you are a health science professional or a health science student, even better. But of course, the course is good for everyone who I said before, who are in one of those categories that I mentioned before. We need to identify good AI tools for text, images, videos, audio, and presentations. Okay, so that's really important. So important concepts. What is artificial intelligence? Okay, and it's abbreviated as AI, of course. Those are systems performing tasks that usually require the human intelligence, as simple as it is. There are different types. There's weak AI, strong AI, and of course, weak AI would be the one of simple tasks like recognition of patterns, recognition of images, learning from data as well. So we need to understand how the AI works. It will work learning from data, it will perform pattern recognition, so this AI algorithm needs to be trained with similar cases, with similar materials. If it's an AI for diagnosing in radiographs, for example, then the AI algorithm needs to be trained in a lot of radiographs showing the same conditions so that the AI will understand the pattern of that alteration that will be diagnosed automatically or in an automated way. It includes language generation, decision support, of course. Don't forget that you are the responsible for the content, for the academic material, for the content, and even for diagnosis if you are a doctor or a medical or a healthcare professional. If you are using AI, so this is actually another video, another course, but if you are using AI for diagnosis and those things, don't forget that you are the responsible for the diagnosis, the treatment plan, and the treatment execution for your patient, okay? This is always very important to remember. So it operates on data patterns. So it will learn from data. That's very important. The responsible for the content outcome is the human professional. So that's very important. You already realized probably that we need to tell the Instagram or the social media platforms that if we are using AI for that post or not. So it will actually ask you, and this will be increasingly showing in the platforms to avoid people that will use AI to generate completely automatic contents that are not helping actually, and those are called AI slops. You will understand about this concept soon as well, because those are just automated, non-supervised content, and chances are that there will be some inaccuracies. So without the human correction, that's absolutely not good, okay? So the human correction is always necessary, the human supervision and correction for the use of AI. So this is really important. This course is also very important to teach you this. So AI algorithms are the rules basically enabling the machines to mimic the human intelligence. So to perform the tasks that they are supposed to perform. Then there are different types of AI systems. There are machine learning, which actually developed later to deep learning. And then we have convolutional neural networks. We have other concepts as well, but this is not the focus of this course, okay? Because you're not going to need to know all these concepts in detail to perform your texts, images, materials, cool effects for videos and things like that. Then we need to understand what is the ChatGPT, Gemini, and Copilot, and those are large language models, okay? Those are softwares that will process and generate human language. They will be useful to create texts, and they are different among themselves. So you need to understand that as well. They are not the same because they are trained in a different way as well. They belong to different companies. We're going to mention them, of course. ChatGPT is from OpenAI, Gemini is from Google, and Copilot is from Microsoft. So those are the three main ones that we'll cover here in this course, okay? And how to perform your materials, how to create your materials, how to create content as a content creator. Most of the activities you will need to use prompts. So take a look at this concept now in yellow color. It's in yellow color because it's really important. Prompts are specific text entries or text inputs that you are going to give to the AI to guide its output. So to create something, you need to use this with details, but with a certain amount of details. I just saw a case that a content creator tried to write, for example, I want to be a racer getting the first prize in Monaco. If he doesn't mention Formula One, okay, which is the championship, if he doesn't mention that, if he just say in the prompt that he wants to be winning a race and getting the first prize in Monaco, maybe it's not obvious for the AI that he's mentioning about, he's referring to the Formula One championship. Okay, so you should mention Formula One championship in this case because you are giving more details to your prompts. So you can control background, you can control lighting of the room, you can control these kind of details. So this is very important, okay? You can control the way a character is showing in a scene and the way that the background of the scene is interacting. So this amount of details is needed in the prompt. And we are going to show, I will capture in the next videos, I will capture my screen, I will record my screen at the same time that I am creating content. So you see every single step. So don't worry, just stay relaxed watching this course because you are going to take advantage of these materials very soon. Now, tokens are smaller units, words or punctuation. That's the large language models used to process text. Okay, so that's also an important concept, but the most important is prompts. So you are going to create image from text, you are going to create also image from other images, you're going to edit images, you're going to make cool effects on images. But the prompts are always there. So most of the times you need to control everything using the prompts. So this is very important. So now we have the different LLM. So we have the Google Gemini, and take a look at this. The Gemini is the best for real-time research, fact-checking, and Google Workspace integration. So this is according to our experience. If you think in a different way, that's fine. So I'm going to give you guys here in this course my experience, the experience of our team. We have a YouTube channel, so in the field of dentistry, of course, that's the understanding dentistry. And we are going to show our experience using nice AI algorithms to create materials. Okay, so the ChatGPT, on the other hand, is the best for empathetic tone and complex coding. Okay, so also very important. And the Microsoft Copilot, which is the one that I use the most, to be honest. If I need to use a text tool, then it's the best for structuring slide decks, slide presentations, organizing data in Excel, and professional outlines. However, I think the Google Gemini is a little bit easier to export the tables that you do for an Excel, for example, for Google Sheets. So it exports, there's a button, export. The other one, you can copy as text. There are other options as well, but I don't find so simple to use. So Google Gemini has this advantage. But Microsoft Copilot will produce a little bit more of content. So the amount of content usually, well, depends on your prompt, but it will be, if you need more text, for example, it will be a little bit more complete usually, okay? At least in my experience. Okay, so let's understand about the types of AI used in communication. So the generative AI, including the ChatGPT and those, will create text, will create images like the art list. So this is a AI platform that I use a lot. You guys will see in the next videos. Videos as well. Okay, so how to create videos. You can create videos with art list, for example, or Capwing. So that's another AI platform that I use a lot. And then audio. Okay, so you can create audio. You can use royalty-free audio from these websites, which is not the same of copyright-free, but usually you can use those songs in your materials. And then slides. Okay. So I don't use automatically a slide presentation from AI because I am a professor. I like to create my own materials in a customized way. Of course, always following ethical principles and the principles. There are the European Act, there are the European regulatory guidelines, American as well. So you should be always, I'm reminding you to always check those guidelines. So we have predictive AI to forecast trends, engagement and behavior, and the automation tools, which would be the scheduling, formatting, and repurposing content, okay? Here we are going to cover the generative AI because we are talking about academic presentations and social media, and this is basically what you want to do. You want to create materials, nice materials for these purposes, right? For communication and education. What AI can do well in this context is, of course, summarize long texts. And this is not only, you can translate a text, but not like Google Translate. You can ask for Gemini, for example, to use the data terms from database from some articles. For example, if it's a biochemistry article, then you can translate, if you have a text in Portuguese of biochemistry, you are asking now to the Gemini to translate the text to English using terms of biochemistry available in the literature or something, okay? In the scientific literature. So take a look how nice, one term more for the prompt. Probably you're going to have a very nice translation, so much more superior than Google Translate, a normal translation, right? You can generate drafts and outlines, create visual assets, cool effects, casting a fireball, you can, or in a video, you can animate a picture, you can change the character of an image, just type in change character, change the person in this photo, for example, on Gemini or those AI tools, and the person will be changed by the person that you instructed the AI that you want this person to be there. Okay, so pretty cool stuff. Suggest structure and improve clarity. So this is very nice. Adapt tone for different audiences. So this is something very important when you use a prompt to create a text. Don't forget at the end to say that use a scientific tone or objective tone or formal tone or engaging tone. Okay, this is very important because you are directing your text to the correct audience, right? So this is a very important tip. So you need to use these instructions to create your materials for the target audience. That's very important. What AI cannot do, on the other hand, is to replace expert judgment, okay, because that will be your judgment as a professional or the team of professionals or content creators. Guarantee factual accuracy. There's always a percentage of accuracy. Even in diagnosis applications of AI, there is usually an accuracy, an AI confidence percentage. Okay, so for example, in a radiograph for dentists, is this a caries? is this caries on the radiograph, and the AI will recognize the caries with a percentage. If it's an obvious caries, then the percentage will be almost 100%, but there is always a percentage. So it's helping the dentist to decide. The ones taking over the markets and the social media and those things will be not AI, but the ones who understand how to use AI to assist their own projects and their own knowledge transfer. This is very important. So we need to guarantee factual accuracy, understand context beyond patterns. So this is not something that the AI will do. The AI will follow instructions that you are going to use in your prompts, make ethical decisions. So this is your responsibility as content creator or educator, of course. Interpret data like a trained researcher. So that's not happening. You need to, if you are the researcher, then of course, it's absolutely your responsibility, okay? And again, I'm not in no way suggesting for someone to, or for anyone to create a whole research material from AI, from large language models. You need to use AI to assist your decisions, to create some nice materials that are part of your production as a researcher, and your projects and your decision making as a professional. Okay, so this is very important. Ethical considerations, those are very important here. Academic integrity and originality. Even though AI will produce texts most likely avoiding plagiarism, then you still need to make sure that everything is accurate and original. Transparency in AI assisted work. So this is very important. Avoiding AI hallucinations. And hallucinations is something that happens because the AI is trained from websites, from the data available on the internet. But not all this data is accurate and good, right? So this is very important. Maybe there are websites saying wrong things about a topic, and then because of this, there could be, and it happens, that the AI will interpret the data in a different way that changes the accuracy, and now it's no longer complete accurate for you to use it in an academic way. And you should cross-check and double-check everything again, okay? So avoiding hallucinations and misinformation, always checking how the AI is actually helping you to produce the content. Privacy and data protection. So this is always a challenge for all the articles and research using AI or brought up always by these articles, because it's something really important, okay? You are going to upload images for these AI platforms to edit the image, okay? But which is this image that you are uploading? Which is the rights of this image and everything? So you need to be careful with this, okay? So use these platforms very carefully to avoid breaking privacy and data protection among all the other rights and guidelines. Responsible use of AI-generated images. So responsible use of AI-generated images to avoid using these images to mislead your target audience, for example, in a way that maybe it will make you lose your audience, or even having a bad outcome in your academic material. So this is something that can happen. The professional content creator is therefore the responsible. I will repeat that many times, because if you are here just because you want to give one click and solve your problems, that's not happening. Okay, you are here because you want to learn how to use those tools to expedite your work, to make your work faster and with very nice materials in a so much easier way. Okay, so this is basically what you are looking for with this course. AI and academic communication, take a look at this. You can use for drafting abstracts, for example, always cross-checking. And for example, some AI platforms will give you some long sentences, and long sentences are not desired in scientific writing, so you need to be careful about that. summaries, slide decks, slide presentations, okay? Now, Gemini, Copilot, for example, they will give you content suggested for presentations, but you need to copy this content and place on the PowerPoint yourself. Usually, maybe this will be changing in the future, but we are here in December 2025, and this is my experience with those platforms. Creating diagrams and conceptual models, presentation materials, okay, so this is very nice. Nice pictures, flow charts. We are going to show here examples of creating flow charts with AI from text. So imagine how cool is this and how useful is this. You have a text, you have the steps, and now you are going to easily create a flow chart without needing to create arrows in PowerPoint, and you know that's a traditional system, and then you need to add the color and place the arrows in the correct spots and everything. Okay, so here the AI algorithms that we used here are usually trained enough to make nice flow charts. Okay, and of course some of them are better than the others for this. Enhancing clarity and structure. Okay, so you can edit your image, you can enhance your material. Okay, always considering that following the directions that you know as a professional or a content creator. Supporting multilingual communication, so that's also very important. As I said, there are no limits for nice translation of documents and helping creating drafts and those things. So this is all tools that will help you with your academic materials. Creating videos from images. Okay, so creating two characters, for example, talking to each other to send a message to your target audience, like we do in our YouTube channel. So those are useful stuff. Therefore, we created a suggested workflow for academics. Here is a little bit directed for health sciences, but you can use this for any area if you are a university student or a university academic. Take a look at this workflow here. So it's an evidence-based content workflow. So we have to define the educational objective first, because you are going to do this for a specific objective, and then for the next objective, you are going to do the workflow again. Number two, you are going to conduct scientific research, as you should always. For health sciences, there is PubMed, for example, a very nice database that researchers in health sciences, they know usually. Scopus, for example, is a nice website as well. So Web of Science, I could cite Embase and other databases. So you are going to look for the articles, the books, of course, as well, but the articles that are coming every month with updated scientific information, especially from high-impact journals, respected journals, peer-reviewed materials that were reviewed by 3 peer reviewers, and so those are usually more trustable sources of data because they come from high-impact journals, from respected journals, and that's what we need to try to do to get data more trustable for our materials. So we are going to check this to conduct your scientific research, identify high-impact articles. Then you are going to extract and organize evidence. You are going to make your summaries, you're going to make your notes, thematic clustering, key mechanism and findings, and then you can generate a draft content using ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Microsoft Copilot, okay? Which I prefer Microsoft Copilot, but again, go back to that slide, because they have they are different. They have their own advantages for every single specific task. So we have to generate the draft content, then outline, summaries, explanations, and again, after this draft is produced by ChatGPT or by your large language model, then you are going to cross-check with scientific articles, then you are going to correct inaccuracies, then you're going to make this as your scientific text. So there are always things to change, I can tell you by experience, to make this more scientific writing, removing pronouns. There is a lot of you are abbreviated, so you apostrophe re, for example, so abbreviations. And it is, instead of it is, it's there. So things that are not scientific writing. And there might be some inaccuracies, okay, and there could be hallucinations, as we said. So you need to double check this, but at least you have a draft. You are starting from something, okay? So that's the advantage. You are starting from something, you have the knowledge, so it's easy and fast for you to double check everything and make your amendments, right? So that's the advantage. Create initial images, and then you have two important tools. I use Artlist, for example, the website. You can use Capwing, you can use, there are several platforms for that. You can use either text to image, so from the text, from your instructions, from your prompts, an image will be created, or you can use another image and a prompt to create a different image. You can also use the combination of two different images, okay, to extract elements from each image following your prompt to make a final image as well, or even a video. So we are going to know how to do this. We are going to learn how to do this very soon. Then extract visual elements. And then I use the iPad Pro because we can lift objects. For example, you press your finger on the iPad in a character from a picture, and the character will be, you can copy only the contour of that character, of that person, for example, and paste in a different picture, okay? You can paste in this different picture using layering arrangements, and then you can use even PowerPoint or Keynote for that. That's why this is the next step, okay? So this is just a suggested workflow. Then you can refine the image if you need, and then Artlist will help you refine the image. You can use PixArt as well for that. Those are very nice AI platforms. Then you can improve style, clarity, coherence, okay, change fonts, improving lights, improving the conditions of your image, of your backgrounds and everything. And then you can animate your final image into a video, okay, if your objective is, of course, to make a video. So that's why this is also important. This is also a very nice workflow for social media, of course, for educational purposes, okay? If it's not for educational purposes, then you are probably start from Artlist with using images, image to image, combination of images to another image or to videos, and then all the prompts to create your nice cool effects and all materials for your social media account, all right? Then AI, therefore, in social media communication, what is important here is that you need to have rapid content generation, trend analysis and keyword extraction, and this will depend, for example, you can do content based on one specific subsection of a topic, okay, so one specific part of a car, of something that you think it's of interest, and you are going to use the AI to help you to create this content. So trend analysis, keyword extraction, you can even ask in the prompt if this is a hot topic or not, but then you should ask in a way that there are different ways to do that. You can even play the role of a person making the question. So for example, act as a researcher or act as a medical doctor. You are writing this on the prompt, right? Act as a medical doctor who wants to learn surgery. So is this topic a hot topic for a course, or a profitable topic to launch a course, a 1-week course or something? So you are going to have nice answers if your prompts have some details like that, okay? Visual creation for engagement, so nice images. The images need to be coherent with your content, okay? They need to be very clear without too many details sometimes, because the reader needs to see and understand your content, your message, okay? So what is the most simple way for you to produce your content? You can even take questions like this to your large language model. Okay, you can even upload one image to the large language model and ask if that image could be used for different purpose or if there are suggestions to improve that image. Okay, so those are just suggestions that we have been doing, and or maybe we didn't do, but those are suggestions that we know that they are feasible and very nice. Okay, and therefore audience-specific tone adaptation. So you're going to adapt the tone. You can use this always on your prompts. Okay, so how to change your material to fit your target group. That's very important. Okay, very good. So human plus AI collaboration, this is therefore the solution. Okay, this is the solution. AI accelerates production of materials. This is very important for educators. This is very important for social media. Humans ensure, therefore, or however, accuracy, nuance, and ethics. Best results come from the refinements that you can have with this collaboration. AI enhances communication efficiency. Different types of AI serve different purposes. Okay, I'm talking about the AI platforms. Some of them are free, some of them are not. We need to understand if it's worth paying or not. So we're going to talk about that on the next videos. Ethical use is essential. Regulatory guidelines we should always know. And remember, AI is a partner or a tool, actually. The partner, metaphorically, it's a tool, not a replacement. Okay? So this is very important. Review this content, and then we are going to go now for the next lectures of this course. See you soon. Hello guys, and welcome back to the course, and we are now going to start using the large language models, okay? So how to use them? Here I installed the Gemini app for iPad, so I am using here an iPad Pro, which is the only device that I use for absolutely everything in my life. You can download, you can use in a computer, you can use even in the website, for example. It's a Google product, it's a Google platform, and it even integrates with Google Work, the Workplace. So this is also a very nice advantage if you are a Google user of the entire workplace, right? So here's the screen that I have here. I've been using, so I have other chats, and by chat I mean the prompts that I was using for a specific purpose. They are a chat, so we say AI chat, and they will be stored here in this history of chats that you guys are seeing in the bottom left corner of my screen, okay? Also, there is my stuff in the top left corner of my screen with some images that I created and some materials that I uploaded or that I created, and then this will be there, okay? Now, there are some buttons for some shortcuts that you are seeing on my screen here. I can create an image, so I'm talking about this button here, create image. I can write anything, it can help me learn or boost my day. So those are shortcuts maybe to expedite some material, some content creation, okay? Now I will try to use this. So I want, for example, a literature review for the introduction of an article, okay? So I want some ideas for this article. And I'm going to ask, prepare a literature review about digital technologies in public health, okay? Which is very important, right? So public health, it's very important nowadays, regardless of the country that you are. And with the advent of digital technologies and even artificial intelligence, digital diagnosis and everything, so this is a very important topic, right? Prepare a literature review about digital technologies and public health. But I will now optimize these prompts. Take a look at this. So first I will add scientific literature review before literature review. Second, after this sentence, I will say use a scientific and objective tone. Okay, I could use formal, I could use engaging tone, so depends on the type of text that I'm trying to write, of course. Okay, now I want the references as well, so please cite the references. Please cite all references used in the a format, in the Vancouver format, for example, using numeric order with superscript numbers. Okay, so the citations will be if you are a university student or an academic, or if you have experience reading scientific articles, then you are going to understand this very easily. Those are the citation systems that will vary from journal to journal or from institution to institution. If I'm doing a thesis, a Master of Science thesis, for example, and this will help me to save some time with the format. Okay, so that for that AI is very useful. Okay, so now I will press enter here. Screen, then I start a different chat, because if I ask a new question in the same chat that I was before, it will participate of that conversation. It will participate in that conversation, of course, and that means that I want further details or further content, or I want still more things related to my first question. So if I want to do something extra or something new from a new material, from a new photo, from a new text, then I press new chat, as I just did in the top right corner of my screen. And then I will go back again to the first screen to start my AI chat again. All right, so very nice stuff here. I will now close the Gemini and I will open the Copilot now. So here's the Copilot screen, pretty much standard stuff. So large language models. I also have the shortcuts here, okay? The interface is a little bit cleaner, which is something that I like actually. The plus button is here to look with the shortcuts, generate image, create drafts, okay? But also the buttons for me to upload materials that I want to work on. So files, PDFs, photos, camera, start a quiz, create a podcast. So very nice tools that it might be useful for you in your social media objective. Okay, so of course it depends. I can also perform a search here. So I can actually go with the same chat. So prepare a scientific, and I already have some suggestions there. Literature to review about digital technologies in public health. Use a scientific and formal, let's go with the same, with an objective tone. Cite all the references. And now I'm not going to ask for any specific formats, okay? All right, so it will think about this. And I have here an introduction. So I don't see the citations. Well, I have some links already here. Take a look. So the links are here, but it's not a citation format of an article, for example, right? The other one I gave more details when I used the Gemini. That's why the citations were very similar, or actually were the citation formats of usual articles, okay? Take a look at this. Again, I have a lot of items, I have a lot of bullet points, okay? I have some long sentences, but I have a draft to work on. That's the advantage, okay? So opportunities, key limitations, all right? And it's interesting how the AI tries to use those terms, the cornerstone, it's essential, it's not essential, it's absolutely. So sometimes it uses some terms to emphasize the importance of something in places that are not actually, that they don't make sense actually, okay? So you should also check for those things. So those are just tips from experience that I'm giving now to you guys. But you see, we have more text now, we have more content, but again, bullet points, and you see ethical issues as well, just like the Gemini. Okay, so again, the links are here, so I can maybe even click, yes, and then the site of the journal will actually open. So those give me links directly to the articles, which is actually very nice if I'm doing a true research and not writing an article. And then 3 references are here listed. Okay, I think those are the 3 main references, but they are listed in a format that are not so usual for scientific journals and theses of courses, for example, right? But anyway, it's a tool that you can use to maybe to create a draft, to be a tool for the preparation of your material that you are ultimately doing. So that's, I will always remind you guys that, because I will never encourage anyone to use this to create an entire material without checking. So material that well, an AI slop. Okay, that's the thing. All right, so those are two very important large language models. And in the next video, I will teach you guys how to create images. We can create images, of course, using those large language models, but there are AI platforms for images that are slightly better. So let's try to create a flow chart, for example, here, okay? So create a flow chart about this study. Now let's go with this, okay? So I already have a flow chart. Identify the scope of review. They define key domains about public health, review evidence, and analyze digital interventions. Okay, evaluate telehealth. Okay, so I already have the a flow chart, but I didn't state the objective of the flow chart in my prompt. So it's just a general flow chart about the study. I could make a prompt with more details, right? And always or usually at the end of each answer, the large language model, so these platforms will ask you some questions like we are seeing now, okay? So if you'd like, I can also, that's the AI chatbot talking to you, transform this into a graphical flow chart with boxes and arrows. And then you can even use this same instruction for your chat. Produce a PowerPoint ready diagram. Again, you would copy and paste on PowerPoint yourself. Create and then edit because you are the responsible for the content. Create this type of flowchart here, add color-coded sections, and anyway, okay. And then you can even give some feedback to Microsoft using those buttons here, or you can share, okay, using this button here, okay. So very cool stuff. All right, so those are about large language models, and we are going to start soon the video about production of images, then videos, and then audios. Stay tuned and see you soon. Hello guys, welcome back to the course about artificial intelligence for academic presentations and social media. We are here with one of the platforms to create images and videos and even audio voiceovers, for example. That's the Artlist. The Artlist have a lot of AI models built in or within their own system. So I can even choose the model here, for example, okay? And those are different models, AI models, that they will perform differently and with different qualities. And that's why they will take more credits because this is a paid software. So I have my credits here. If I choose Nano Banana Pro, which is one very good AI model to create images, then my image will cost me 400 credits here. You are seeing on my screen, right? Let's go back to the other one. So anyone here, let's see. So I have low, medium, and high of GPT image. Okay, so I have those other models. So let's go with medium, and then my image will cost me 150. All right, and then I will create, take a look at this. That's the platform of the artist. If I click on the top left corner, then I have AI image, AI video, AI voiceover, music. So there are the royalty-free music that I can download and then edit in my GarageBand, for example, which is the multi-track audio software of Apple. Then I have other things here as well, right? So, okay, so let's go with AI image. That's what I click here. And then I have two options, text to image or image to image. Okay, so pretty much the software platforms will have a place for you will be similar in this sense that they will have a place for you to write your prompts. Okay, so here is the chat bar or the place that I will write my prompt and create something. Okay, so I have a lot of my creations here. Okay, and the outcome will be I will create something, click generate, and then I have now my creations here. Okay, so my creations, I created, for example, these images for my PowerPoint of the previous lecture. Okay, for example, this image of the agreements between robot and human, take a look at the prompt. So that's my prompt. I said, make a technological picture of a human hand and an AI robotic hand collaborating over a medical data set. Okay, so I could improve this prompt so much better. So I could say handshaking, I could say anyway, I could even change the backgrounds. I could, this was driven a little bit more towards health sciences and medicine. I could change to absolutely any other field that I want to participate in the backgrounds or in the image. Okay, so this was basically the prompts. I just wrote in that chat bar and I pressed generate image, and it will cost me the credits, of course. That's why I'm not going to do again now. So I control the aspect ratio, I control the AI model because artists have many. Then I have the dimensions, the resolution, file type, so the output file that I can export. Here I have JPEG, and the date of creation, okay, which was today, because I just created this image for my PowerPoint. Okay, I can upscale here to boost image resolution by 2 times, or I can animate to create this into a video, and it would take me into the video tool, the AI video tool. I created for the YouTube channel Understanding Dentistry this animal, which is actually a badger, okay? So badger in Portuguese, the name is texugo of this material. So it's not a gambá, it's not a skunk. I typed first here to create this first image on the top left corner. I typed using a nice AI model of cinematic quality to create a badger, an avatar of a badger. That's very important because when I said badger, only it will give me just the face of an actual animal, so not a cartoon. So I said an avatar of badger using dental scrubs. So those are dental scrubs that dentists use in many countries. Okay, so I didn't even specify the color of the scrubs, but they came green. And the badger is in a classroom. So he's actually in a classroom. Here the image is cropped, but the badger is in a classroom. It was exactly what I expected or what I was needing. Then I can animate the badger, and I will show you some animations of the badger as well. Okay, but before we are talking now about image for the moment. So the badger, I wanted to place the badger with a patient now. So what I did, I used the image to image tool, okay? I used the image to image tool, and then I gave these prompts as well. So I uploaded the image of the badger, this first image on the top left corner, and then I added this prompt here, which is change the location of this badger to a fancy dental clinic with a dental chair behind him. On the dental chair, there is an avatar of a cow patient waiting for treatment. I specified the situation that I wanted, and here's the result. So I have the badger, which with exactly the same position, and then behind the badger now there is the cow, okay, the avatar of the cow in a dental chair, okay, with a reasonable quality, nice quality to make a story, for example. Right? And to make an educational video of dentistry, which was actually the purpose in this case. Then I have again the settings, I have the date, I have the resolution, so I could change these settings, and then this is the button that I will use to download. This button I can change some settings and I can edit as well the resulting image. You can always download this image for to the iPad. This is my Photos app of the iPad. I use to change, for example, brightness, to change contrasts. Okay, just like any of you guys will, of course, use your own applications of image editing tools. Okay, I like the ones of Apple, of course, and that's why I have here the ones of the iPad Pro. So the badger went to another place. Okay, let's see other examples. So this is a chat, and I wanted to create myself, okay, with hands on fire. All right, so I edited this image. This was the original image. I am here supporting the team of Spain, and I wanted myself with Hands of Fire, and I used the chat of Capwin, another AI platform, and just asking myself, and I will show to you guys in real time when I was using this chat on the next video, to create the Hands on Fire and then a video where I was actually casting a fireball from my hands. Another usefulness of images. So here I have a photo of myself in Peru, in Arequipa, and I want to change the person in the picture to a heavy metal old guitarist with long beard. Okay, so this was my instructions, and this is the result. So I'm no longer in the picture, and the guitarist appeared. So an AI generated random guitarist appeared, which was created according to the training that the Gemini had. Okay, so here I'm using Gemini. All right. So this is, you can change characters, you can edit the background, you can add some items to the picture that you want. I could add some birds, for example. So that depends on how you use your prompts, your AI chat. That's pretty much what it is. So as simple as it is. Let's see how I created, for example, this fox. So I created, make an avatar of a fox wearing a female dental scrubs, giving a lecture at the university. And you see the image is not perfect. You see, there are some things written in the blackboards and they don't make sense. You see, so I can see the word dental, but I can see something written marps. So it's, you know, it created some stuff. The scene is more or less what I asked for, but I could improve my prompts with a little bit more details. Okay. Another option that I have now is to upload this image, or actually I can select the image from my creations, from the album of my creations, because it stays on the system. And then I can use the image to image tool to edit this image in order to try to optimize this image and correct the inaccuracies. Okay, we can also see that the tail of the fox is a little bit too far away from the fox. Although, anyway, this is just a cartoon, an avatar for educational purposes. There is also, if you realize, a stethoscope on the fox. Dentists, they don't use stethoscope usually, but because I said scrubs, maybe this is the reason why the AI algorithm gave this stethoscope to the fox. Okay, so maybe I need to work again on a prompt on this image to try to remove the stethoscope, or, you know, so those are the challenges that I need to perform using my prompts here, because my prompt was very simple. Here I used the Playful 3D, so a nice model. Look the dimensions, so very nice resolution, 2700 by 1500 pixels, aspect ratio of landscape, so 16:9, okay, date of creation and file type, okay. So again, nice stuff being created here, but with a simple prompt, I can optimize this way more. And this, don't forget, this is a learning curve as everything in life. Okay, this is a learning curve. So make sure you don't forget about that, and choose your AI platform for images. You have Capwin, you have Artlist, you have a lot of other AI platforms. Some of them are free as well. And then you can start your learning curve to prepare nice images. See you soon. Hello, welcome back to the course. Now to learn about videos, okay? So let's understand how to make some videos. Look at the screen. This is the picture that we commented on the last lecture of the course, right? So I'm here supporting Spain. There is a game against Portugal, all right? And let's see what happened here. I went to the chat of Capwin AI, and I asked to add the glowing amber effect, right? Glowing amber effects, and the chat answered. I will add a glowing amber effect to the image, making it look warm ambers are floating around the scene. and here is the result, right? So here's is the result. Let me go forward on the video. Okay, so that's the glowing amber effect, and this is the resulting image. So now I want to create a video from this image, right? I can add to a project. So that's the resulting image. I can add to a project. I can still edit this image more, but then take a look at this. Add a fire on hands effect. Look on my instructions here. Add a fire on hands effect, and now I have fire on the hands, okay, with a reasonable quality. So that's the resulting image for the moment. I'm still developing this image with the chat to animate this image, to create a video from this image. So I've added a fire on hands effect to your image. So it's replying, and now I asked to animate this picture, making myself celebrating, and I am here celebrating with the hands on fire. Look, realize that even the game is now AI driven, AI powered. So you see, it's not completely accurate how the players are moving in the TV. You see, because now this is AI created. Okay, so even my face is a little bit different. So there are some inaccuracies. But anyway, so the scene was exactly what I asked for. Let's see now what else we can do here. So now I ask, make the man, so this is the reply from the platform. I turned your image in a short video. So now I asked, make the man cast a Hadouken from Street Fighter spell like a fireball. So I am now casting a fireball. And this was the result. I've created an animation of the man casting a fireball. Let's see. This is the result. And now I am creating the fireball with my fire hands and just casting as if it is a spell. Look, I used a one-liner prompt, okay, without details. So I just said cast a spell, a fireball, Hadouken. I could increase the details, I could make this prompt richer, and then I probably would have better results. Okay, so this is very important. And now I will show to you guys some experiments that I did with Artlist using multiple AI models of different qualities. Okay, so let's see the picture of Arequipa that I commented before. Here I asked, make this man cast a Hadouken, releasing fire and thunders from his hand. So here I was in Peru, so it's the software didn't understand that I want to cast a Hadouken from my hands to the frontal direction, because my hands were not there and I was not even in this position. I'm not fighting against anyone. I'm just there in front of a landscape. So instead, what the AI platform did was to use the backgrounds for the thunder. Take a look at this. I'm producing the thunder, and the thunder is going to the mountain behind me. Okay, take a look at this. I am casting some fire from my hands, and the thunder is going until the mountain behind me. All right, so that's how the AI algorithm understood this. The model used was the Kling 2.5 Turbo, which is a pretty nice model. There are other options, of course. That depends on the quality that you want. You can make some cinematic stuff here. So the aspect ratio, and I did this in full HD resolution, so 1080 pixels. Very nice resolution. Okay, let's see something else. Take a look. So the same flowcharts that I showed you in the first lecture, I tried to make some modifications of this flowchart, and look, there are things written wrongly here, you see? There are things that are written completely wrongly. There are, you see, pub mid, clustering with two eyes, and, you know, repeated items here. So anyway, in my prompts, I probably didn't do the best directions to the AI platform using my prompts here. So I just said, make an image showing exactly this flow chart, and then I copy and paste the text flow chart. That's how I did this. okay? But for some reason, it's not accurate. Then I created this one in front. I asked it to change the background for a clinic, for a dental clinic, and then there are still some inaccuracies, but the result is for sure so much better, right? Very nice stuff. And now I copied the badger in the same picture of the bear and with the cow as a patient again. And I asked that they should say a Christmas message. So the bear and the badger, that's my prompt, right? So the bear and the badger are gesturing with the hands and speaking to say Merry Christmas to all the viewers. And then I did the voiceover using Artlist as well. I'll show you guys in the next video about voiceovers in the next lecture. Okay, so look, some stuff that I am doing here. So the video where the three animals are in a congress of animals. So I said that the badger is in the middle speaking to the skunk on the right side. So probably because it didn't understand that I was talking about a bear, you see. So look, a lot of attempts were not good. So here, for example, there are only fox and, this image, for example, it doesn't look good. The seats are splintered together, are united. This is not what I wanted. And then look at this. Here they are sitting in the Congress, but they are not turned to the screen of the Congress and to the lecture, and everybody else is actually looking in the wrong direction. You see? Here, for example, they are in a Congress, but they are sitting in the opposite direction. So my prompt was not the best one. I said, the bear, the badger, and the cat using suits are sitting and watching the lecture in the auditorium. But then I asked in the prompt, show their faces from the perspective of the lecturer. How them in a front view from lecturer's point of view. So my prompt was not good. Okay, so I could make this so much better. And the prompt was not clear, all right? So this was the picture of the Congress that I did, where the wolf is giving a lecture, and there is International Dental Congress with the animals watching. So it's just an image. And only after several attempts, then I managed to have the badger and the bear talking during the Congress. Okay, now take a look at this. I asked for the badger to be kicked out because he was speaking too loud. And look the result, how strange. So the bear takes the badger disappears, and now the bear is running to the end of the auditorium, and the door opens in a way that is not correct, because the door should open in the middle and not in one side only, right? So the image of the door I uploaded myself as well, so to be included, the image of the door, but you see, it's not accurate, this video, okay? I just said the skunk on the right side is kicked out of the auditorium through a lateral door. And, I didn't give details, and this is what happens, you see? So I am trying to make something very complex here, and it's not easy. So here, for example, the badger is kicked out of the auditorium through a lateral door. So this was another attempt. Now the door opened correctly in the middle, but the one kicked out was the bear, not the badger. Look at this. So the bear was kicked out. Okay, and there are several inaccuracies as well. So the picture that I started to work on was not the best one. So a lot of factors will influence. All right. Now we have here the wolf giving a lecture about a radiograph, okay, to the other animals, and the one of the animals is an owl, but then the owl grows. The body of the owl is growing. It's very strange. Okay, and they are not avatars; they are actual animals. Okay, so pretty strange things here. Then I tried to make again the badger and look. Then I tried to make again this image of the wolf giving a lecture. Okay, and here is the wolf giving a lecture, but then we have the owl now has a body, so it's not accurate, you know. The wolf is giving a lecture about dentistry, and all the other animals are watching, but then start speaking low with the one sitting next to them. And look, the bear is also here, but now the owl turns into a tiger or something. Take a look at this. So the owl is talking to this animal close to the owl, and then it turns somehow into a tiger. Okay. So you can see that the teeth here, for example, they are not accurate. They have different names and everything. But to create a story, it's actually nice stuff. Okay, so that's how you should use. All right, so what you need to do is to use your learning curve. Try to make videos first from ChatGPT, but a nice, better AI platform would increase your possibilities. Now, it depends on what you want and how much you want to spend, because the others are paid, maybe 20 or 30 dollars a month or something like this, depending on your plan. But you can try first Gemini and Copilot, which are for free, of course. Okay, you can download on an iPad and you can use it. The only thing is that you need a Microsoft account for the Copilot and then a Google account, of course, for the Gemini. Okay, try your best results and then follow your learning curve until you get your very nice materials. Now, the next video, we will teach about voiceovers. See you soon. Hello again for the last part of the course. This is about voiceovers and audio. First, let's start with the website of Artlist again. And then, of course, I clicked on the top left menu and I select AI voiceover, of course, right? And then I have the prompt that I will actually the text to voice with the text that I want to convert into speech. So I have this place here to write my text, which is the same place of the prompts of the previous videos. And then I have a voice catalog and my own voiceovers. So I have a catalog here with some AI voices that they actually you can use it. They are completely not with copyright or anything like that. Okay, so you just choose one of your one voice here. So I select this one, for example, and then I will try to make a speech here. So if I write a sentence, for example, the AI will understand maybe a little bit the tone of the sentence. So let's go with surprise. So I do not believe it. Are you sure about that? So someone is investigating something. Oh my God. And then, okay, so oh my God, even with, anyway, with capital letters. And then I need only 6 credits to create this. So I just press to create. And let's see the results. So basically, that's the result here. And it's actually very fast. Look, it's already ready, and I will press play here to see the results. Okay, so let's see.
I do not believe it. Are you sure about that? Oh my God.
So we can see that the AI actually created the feeling that we're trying to make in this voiceover that, for our future character or for our future video, right? Because the sentence make some sense. It started with "I do not believe it," and then "Are you sure about that?" and then "Oh my God!" So those 3 sentences made a context which was interpreted by the AI correctly, or at least in the way that I expected, to make the situation feels like a situation of surprise and investigation. Okay, now if I try something different, for example, if I try to scream, for example, it's very difficult. If I try to say in a way very different, it's also very difficult. But let's try something else here. Let's try to extend the "oh my God." So I just say "oh" with a lot of H's, my God. So let's see here, and I will press. It will cost me 1 credit. And Of course, this will be very fast. I have options here to change the language. Even English, I can use American or British, best fits. I can, and then I can apply effects. So I can apply effects of speed to make the voice like this, and so there are some effects that I can apply here. All right, let's see the results.
Oh, my God.
So you see, the AI separated my "oh" into two different sounds. Okay, but actually I didn't even instruct the AI to do that, because my "oh," as you guys are seeing here, is just one word. Okay, so it depends on what you are trying to do. And anyway, so I have a lot of voiceovers that I tried to use. And anyway, for example, this one I said, okay, okay, the bear saying that, the voice that I adopted to the bear, that I assigned to the bear character of my YouTube channel. So let's see.
Okay, okay.
So you see, and the AI understood that this is a situation of someone is insisting in something. Okay, okay. Okay, so the AI could understand that this was the objective of the voiceover. Okay. Sometimes it's too fast how the AI will say things. Here, for example,
I teach you, Prof.
I teach you, prof. It's a little bit too fast. It's faster than what I wanted. I wanted this a little bit slower. But then I have my effects. I have ways to edit this. Okay, and then I have this. I can download a song, for example, a royalty-free song. But after this, I will use my app of the iPad, which is the GarageBand. Okay, so just for you to understand what is the GarageBand here, let me just show you an image. So here it is, the image of the GarageBand, in which I am recording different tracks of different instruments, but I can also import here this song that I downloaded to change some effects and to add some sounds. So I can do that as well. But you need to understand about those audio softwares like GarageBand. For Windows users, there is Cakewalk, Sonar, there are other multi-track recorders, multi-track mixing softwares like this. So this is an option that you can actually work just like an audio normal related work.
From our YouTube channel, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Happy holidays.
So use all those contents and try to create your material using the learning curve. Train your prompts first, make sure your knowledge is accurate, and try to use your viral ideas. Try to find viral ideas, even doing research by yourself and using the large language models together. And then you'll be able to succeed in a very nice social media accounts, and even as an educator, using this at least as a tool. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys soon. Take care.